Welcome to VMblog's Mega Series 2022, and today we have the pleasure of having Jason Mattox, who's the CTO of Liquidware. Welcome.
Hey, thanks guys. Glad to be here.
Maybe you can start by, I know a lot of our audience already knows of Liquidware, but kind of give us a kind of an overview of Liquidware and the company.
Sure. We've been around for quite a while, since 2009. We were founded by our CEO, David Benneman. He's been in the industry a long time. I've known David myself for a long time as well, going back to, I think, 98 or 97, one of those years. It's been a long time, can't remember. But when you think about where VDI has come from and where it's been, back in those days, we were looking at physical compute and how can we help you get from physical compute onto a virtual infrastructure. The analysts were saying this was a very difficult feat in '09. So our start came into helping you look at those compute loads and making sure they're going to run on your new infrastructure. So that's really how we got started, and the company's really evolved from there.
Now, Jason, I know, many organizations are moving their desktop workloads to the cloud. How does Liquidware enable that transition?
Yeah, I think for us, when we look at going to the cloud, it's a very similar problem of going to your own on-prem infrastructure. There's a lot of unknowns, and even more so in the cloud. The cloud is somewhat of a black box sometimes. You can't physically touch the hypervisor. You can't touch the physical network because it's all controlled by the cloud vendor. So we look at it as you need to have the tools to enable you to ensure that your user experience and your application delivery can be flexible in nature. So we're making sure that we can make it so that you're not worried about if you're on VMware, Citrix, Azure, Amazon, Google. We're completely agnostic, and we're making sure that if you choose us at the right stage or in any stage of your journey, you're future-proofed. We can make it so that your user experience is going to work no matter what broker. To us, Windows is Windows is Windows, no matter where it is at the end of the day. And then to go on top of that, we've looked at whether you were buying pallets of laptops at the start of the pandemic, or you were rushing to do Azure Virtual Desktop in the cloud and all this hybrid workforce and this hybrid work from home. And so we've launched a SaaS help desk remediation solution, which we believe is really going to help the new diversity that we have of all the employees working from anywhere and everywhere all at one time, where you might have had 10% of your workforce before. Now it's 90% of your workforce is not in the office every day. There's only a small percentage. And the time of going over to the help desk team and showing them your laptop and saying, fix my problem is gone. You've got to be able to do that remotely, effectively. So we've launched a beta program.
Now, you've been mentioning that, over the past 3 years, work from anywhere and working remote has kind of become the norm. What are some of the challenges that you see your customers encountering, and how do you help them solve those issues?
I think it's being able to reach out and touch somebody, right? To reach out and touch the laptop, get control of the laptop, but also just being able to remediate, whether it's a performance issue or a configuration problem. It's just that speed of light distance. We can't travel at the speed of light just yet. Right? I can't transport into the person's house and fix their computer just yet. We're working on that for the next beta program. But at the end of the day, how do I reach out and touch them? How can I help remediate the user's problem with the least amount of disturbance possible? Whether that is in the background without them knowing, or actually taking control of the mouse of the screen of the user. And doing this when the home network is now an extension of the enterprise network. Troubleshooting home ISPs and Wi-Fi wasn't really the responsibility of IT, and it's turned into be. So how can we help with all of that?
And it seems like the hybrid workspace has become much more prevalent since the pandemic. What are you seeing and hearing from your clients and in the industry? And do you see that continuing as a trend?
Yeah, we see a lot of uptick on the thin clients or the zero devices. So I can send you a letter with a USB stick in it, say from iGel or USB nub, and reboot your machine, come up into a virtual desktop. And so that in itself simplifies IT, but still creates challenges of how do I collect the performance data on that device that's now a iGel device temporarily? How do I still troubleshoot the home Wi-Fi and tell Susie she can't work on the patio because the Wi-Fi is not good enough? You got to move more towards the access point. So all those typical metrics are really still needed, even when you try to simplify the endpoint. And then you have some customers, and they're doing iGel to on-prem or doing iGel to Azure virtual desktops. It's definitely a mix. And with our help desk solution, some companies, and I have a personal friends of mine, Discover was ordering pallets of laptops. They just are not going to go VDI. It's too much of a uplift for an enterprise that hasn't embraced virtual desktop to try to go there in just a year or two's time when everything's very chaotic and you're not sure how you're going to make sure your employees are efficient. So we look at physical machines as an extension of what we can do today. We can monitor, we can provide user experience, we can remediate, we can deliver applications all through a device that is VPN free and just connected. So we still see a mixed result of what customers are doing, and then every enterprise customer, even if they say they're 100% VDI, they really have endpoint devices of some type. You can't just connect to VDI desktop in your TV. That's Android based, not yet. So
we know that Liquidware is platform agnostic, but do you see any particular platform that's becoming more dominant?
Definitely seeing Azure Virtual Desktop tick up. I think the Windows 365 Cloud PC for the small and mid market, I think, is really going to take off. It's really just you go into your Office 365 licensing, you enable the desktop, and you wait an hour, and you've got a desktop. And it's that kind of brokerless one-to-one experience where AVD has kind of got the whole broker and it's got the multi-user Windows 10, and there's a lot going on there. So they're definitely leading the charge on the Microsoft side of helping to consolidate and solve, virtual desktops at scale. Obviously, it still comes with its own challenges: application delivery, user experience monitoring, end user remediation. All those things are still needed, but at least Microsoft is going in full steam ahead on something like that. And then Citrix Cloud on top of AVD is very popular, but I think some customers are not quite sure the future of Citrix and VMware. So with all the acquisitions, they're trying to just make sure they're betting on the right horse and the right technology. And so we're helping to just enable that and allow you to be fluid with your choice. Like I said earlier, being agnostic, we don't care if it's AVD today or if it's Amazon Workspaces tomorrow, or some customers have decided that the cloud's too expensive and they brought it back on-prem again. Bare metal clouds are becoming very popular because they're very cost effective and a static compute cost versus a variable compute cost. So it's interesting to see how that happens. But again, we're agnostic. We're making sure that you can bet on any horse in the race that's currently leading the charge. Wherever you want to go, we can help take you there.
Now, I heard the exciting news that Liquidware announced the beta program for CommandCTRL at VMware Explore. Can you talk a little bit about that and why you decided to bring this SaaS product to market?
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of looks like, we brought this product to market around the whole hybrid workforce and work from home, but we actually didn't. We actually started before the pandemic. It just coincides. And so it came from direct feedback from our Stratosphere customers on certain functionality they wanted to see within the tool. And we decided to take a different approach when it comes to this level of scalability. And when we think about what the product can do, it can reach out and touch somebody. It's very real time. It's very live in nature. Yes, we could build that into an existing product on-prem, but the amount of compute resources is a little obnoxious. And by putting it into the cloud, I have unlimited compute as a SaaS vendor. I can just apply more compute instantly to be able to do things like collect data every 3 seconds or collect every 10 seconds and call to home every 5 minutes, and have infinite number of front end servers for delivering a web page that would be the command control interface the help desk team and operations team would stick in. So that there's definitely a lot of reasons and direct feedback as to why we built it the way we built it. And we do believe it's a great complement to Stratosphere, and enterprise customers are going to love the data warehousing, the breadth and depth of Stratosphere, but then also the ability to reach out and touch somebody and actually remediate the problems that you see and have a good tool and solution for the operations and help desk team. When you got guys that are level 1 people, they're not level 3 engineers, VMware Citrix certified, something that's very clear and easy to use. Basically, I like to characterize it as it's Task Manager on steroids. If you understand Task Manager, it's Task Manager plus plus, and it doesn't go really beyond that for the need of an understanding. We were at the VMware Explorer, and one of our SEs did a test. He took our marketing person and said, "Okay, on this screen, show me what's wrong." And the screen told you what was wrong. Then the most technical, non-technical person at the show and in our booth just walked up and was asked the question and solved the problem. It's supposed to be that easy.
Well, that's great. We've heard a lot about command control. Maybe we could take a look at it.
Okay. Sure. So in the command control demo, we'll take a look at the real-time look and feel of the product. And also we'll look at the DVR feature and a little bit of scripting in PowerShell. There's definitely a longer demo online that I encourage you to look at our website at liquidware.com. We'll do a brief demo here. I don't want to take the full half an hour that I usually do. We'll do a quick 5-minute abbreviation to the power of the technology. All right, so when I look at this screen here, this is actually my laptop. So it's showing me all the things that you would see in Task Manager. You would see, you would see CPU, memory, disk, networking. You would see all these things. And just like in Task Manager, we're collecting this data right now, real time, every 3 seconds, and transmitting it to the cloud. And so this agent's collecting every 3 seconds with little or no overhead whatsoever, and displaying it in the interface. And we're automatically highlighting all of the issues that I have. Now, right now, this is a very stout laptop, very powerful, so it doesn't have a lot of issues. However, I can see in this bottom right-hand corner that I've got gateway latency on my VPN. And I've set the threshold a little low to kind of highlight the issue that we have there. And so we're tagging the data for performance violations live in line to the 3-second collection. So as you see the screen move around, processes move around, we've taken collected all the metrics on that machine. We've sent it to the cloud in a middleware. It's then spun up and pushed into the interface of command control. This is, we're very proud about this feature. It took us a long time to perfect this type of effort of real-time collection, which was part of the #1 request from our Stratosphere customers. How can I switch over to real-time view of what's going on right now in that machine? So this is where this really takes advantage of the cloud and a re-architected agent and backend to do this. And so if I go ahead and move this guy down here for a second, I can come up to our location information, Comcast IP address, so I can see where you're located. The other day I saw an employee with really high latency, and I noticed, oh, they were at a Marriott, because I could tell by the Wi-Fi SSID, and I could tell by their location where they are at. I could tell it was Marriott Wi-Fi. Probably better off to use a hotspot in that scenario. Real easy fix for that end user. And right now we're in live mode. You'll see the top right here, we're in live mode. We turn live mode off, we come to a calendar view. And I can see in the calendar view all the violations I have. So because my thresholds are set a little low, I have a lot of network violations because of the latency. So if I look at today, for example, I can click on Friday, see all the violations I have all the time because of my networking issue that I have. Very clear what's going on. Now, what's interesting about the data is, we're not a data warehouse here. We're looking for problems, forensics, auditing, things like that. That's really a Stratosphere function. At 3 a.m., my machine was logged in, but it didn't have any violations on my VPN. I didn't connect it till 7 a.m. So I don't care about 3 a.m. I can look at 3 a.m. and see what happened at 3 a.m. if there was a violation, if I cared, or if I was interested to see what the machine was doing, but nothing's going on there. So I can come to 7 a.m. and now I've got a YouTube style bar that is now buffering, just like YouTube. And so I can click play and you'll start to see everything on the screen start to move. And it's a 10-second collection with a 3-second playback on the screen. So what's unique about this is the troubleshooting and remediation steps you would take in real time are the same when you're looking at history. The views are the same. If I come down, I'm going to have the similar problem with my VPN. Now, if you notice, VPN connection's not here. It wasn't connected until a little bit later in the hour. So we're going to fast forward and go right over to here. And what you'll notice is as soon as it hits violation, I'm going to have the VPN connection pop up on the screen. There it is on the screen now. It's going to start showing that data collection, and it's going to start highlighting the latency that occurred within that time frame. So now as an admin or operations person, I can see exactly why that user was unhappy in that 7 o'clock hour. And I know that's exactly where my problem is. It's really easy for me to highlight and see what's going on. So that's the quick power of the DVR and how it's not just a spreadsheet of data. It's living and breathing data within the product. It's literally alive right in front of you. If we go into a couple of scripting exercises really quick, what I will do real fast is also show that real-time view with Wi-Fi. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi on really quickly here. And you'll notice that, and I'll take this, move this up here. Now we'll have Wi-Fi pop on. So my home Wi-Fi, I just connected it. You probably couldn't see that on your side. And now I can see the latency of my Wi-Fi. I can see the signal strength. I can see the throughput. And if you give it a second, it'll start negotiating that. And you'll see the numbers come through. And there's the numbers coming through there. So it can really quickly and easily see where the bottlenecks are. And if I were to hit certain latency thresholds or signal strength, the Wi-Fi would also be highlighted. Now, I said earlier during some of the back and forth, I talked about being able to reach out and touch somebody. I definitely have technology in the product to take control of your screen. I could do that, but also, could I just fix something within PowerShell? Could I query something? This is a web-based PowerShell command prompt that I have open right now to this machine over the internet without changing any security posture whatsoever when it comes to my corporate security posture or the Windows default security posture whatsoever. It's not using PowerShell remoting. It's not going through the firewall of the home user or the corporate network. None of that happens. It's all outbound 443 secure traffic to. So I could do almost anything in this PowerShell prompt. Now, if I wanted to make a change across all my machines in the whole environment, I could write a script and I could deploy this script. Now, we're going to have our own set of scripts in the product that are defaulted. We also have ones built in. So I wrote a quick script here that I can see the source for. Super simple. It looks like so simple it doesn't do anything. It's just a messaging command. So if this were a registry value or deleting a file, I could actually run this script and I could pick a set of target machines that I want to run this script on. And so I'm going to run it on my laptop here. We're going to send a message. This is a test message. And we can submit that script. And now that script's going to execute the message command against my laptop, and then it'll pop on the screen. So from the cloud, we just enabled the ability just to send a message. Now, sending a message is not part of the product today. It's a future state functionality. We want to have a chat function and send messages. I was able to just do it in 4 lines in a PowerShell script. And now I just extended the product to allow the old messaging command that's been around since NT351 probably, and I just cloud enabled it just in 5 minutes in here really quickly, and I could apply that to all the machines, and I can go and check and see the status of all the machines, and then I also get a virtual center style view of everything that I've been doing to all these machines, and how long things have taken. So it's been great to use this. We actually are rolling out the beta at the end of October. We're using it in production in our environment in IT right now in beta form. So we're really kind of eating our own dog food here when it comes to remediation. And plus, that's the best way to get really good feedback when we've got our EUC experts using a new technology to feed that back to us and what they see. And we can really apply that real world when we make changes. So that's a demo. Any questions from you guys on that demo?
No, the demo is great. I'm kind of curious though, and I don't want to talk out of school, but is there a way for folks, if they watch this, can they still get involved in your beta?
Absolutely. If you go on liquidware.com on the main page, there's a link to the beta program. You can sign up. We're still accepting applicants for the beta. We'll probably approve everybody, most likely, and the beta will launch at the end of October. And even after October, the beta program will still be open for anonymous joining, and we'll still be doing updates. Our goal is to launch it GA in Q1 of next year. And the cool part is, this is also a different approach for us. We're generally an enterprise company. We sell to the enterprise, mid-market, really high-end technologies. This one is going to be so simple and so SaaS-based. It's actually going to be a frictionless trial. You can sign up for a trial without talking to anybody, and you can just slide a credit card or ACH, a bank draft, for monthly or yearly options with this product. It'll be a first for us. We've automated the entire back-end operations of this solution end to end. It self-trials, it self-purchases, it self-licenses, all based on your purchasing habits, whether you want to do it through net terms, ACH, or credit card. So we look forward to customers really come and experience the technology, and after a trial, put 5 machines on a credit card for a month. That'll cost you $20, and then or something like that, whatever the pricing is going to be, and then you can experience it for yourself before you buy it for the whole organization. So we really want to use the old saying, let's put our money where our mouth is here.
Well, Jason, thanks so much for that great demo. I know I personally, saw a much longer version at your booth at VMware Explore. So I definitely invite, like you said, it's found on your website. I invite people to go and check that out. Is there anything else that before we let you go, to wrap things up, to where people can go learn more about this or anything else at Liquidware?
Yeah, you can definitely go to liquidware.com and check out all the products that we have. Stratosphere, Profile, Unity, FlexApp 1. We've been extending those technologies greatly in a lot of these challenging times of hybrid work from home. So we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to roll out CommandCTRL and its features. CommandCTRL feels like a startup within a startup for us. We're really excited about the Skunkworks project that turned into something really valuable, and I think the customers are really going to enjoy. And again, no matter where you're at in a physical, virtual world, we're here to help, and we're continuing to help. As I said, it's interesting. One of the SEs was talking about how we do things compared to the big competitors and the big guys out there. And I like to say that billion-dollar companies believe that we do it better than a billion-dollar company. Meaning billion-dollar companies are buying our software and they claim we do it better than a Citrix, Microsoft, or a VMware. And so that tells me a lot about what we're providing, the solutions we're providing, how agnostic they are, and how they can really future-proof your decision. And where your next EUC project and where it goes, we can help future-proof that effort.
Well, great. Well, once again, thanks for showing this. We look forward to what you guys bring to market next. And thanks for joining the VMblog Mega Series.
I appreciate being here. Happy to come back. I'll be happy to come back again once we get closer to shipping CommandCTRL and do some more demos of this new functionality.
Great. Appreciate that.